Law is shifting, and the old map doesn't work anymore. This is Legal Pirates, a podcast for founders, operators, and personal injury leaders who don't wait for permission to lead change. We are category designers and collaboration friendly. Each episode explores the moves reshaping how law is built, delivered, and trusted. One question guides every conversation. What map are you using now that the old one no longer works? Let's navigate the shift. Hey guys, I'm here with Aziz Aghayev. We just met at the conference, the AI for PI Expo, and I thought I'd have him on the pod. Different type of story, different type of person. He does AI coaching and training for attorneys. Is that right?
Not just attorneys. I do corporations. My main audience is education, K-12 education. But I go to different corporations, do C-level trainings to kind of change people's mindset on AI and show them what is possible.
Oh, wow. So Aziz, obviously you've had, you're a little bit more advanced than most people here, I would assume.
I assume so. I hope so.
Right. So you've been in AI or in, what was before AI for you?
Okay. I was a CFO for public schools, for public entities. And while I was CFO, I was doing a lot of automation, kind of doing Google scripts, creating workflows as a hobby.
Okay.
And then I decided, with my wife's encouragement, I decided to quit my job and I became a software engineer, from CFO to software engineer, because I was bored writing checks and checking all these expenses. At that time, that was also becoming a routine. Then I switched to do a lot of trainings. Since 2019, I've been going to conferences and doing trainings. Started with Excel, then switched to Excel and Google Sheet. And then when AI came in, I said, AI can actually teach those things, so I should switch to this. And it's been about 3 years that I've been doing AI trainings.
Awesome. So it's almost like you got replaced in that field by AI.
Exactly. Yeah.
I totally get it. So tell me a little bit more about how you engage with and how you coach businesses or their C-suite.
So main important thing is, I usually talk about it during my trainings, is that how Andre Ng, I think that's how you say his name, he compares AI to electricity. And he says that it will not be a place that AI does not exist in the next 5-10 years.
Yeah,
Okay?
I love that.
So think about electricity. Edison came up with this bulb. And then after 5-10 years, people had, rich people have this light bulb in their house. They brag about it, but now we cannot live without electricity. So I compare AI to electricity or a Ford. When Ford was introduced, it was horses or Ford. And now horses are just a luxury. Kind of looking at it from that perspective, instead of thinking AI is just a tool, like another PowerPoint or Excel or this or that. It is a whole new technology that will shift the world. And if we don't stick with it, if we don't learn it, then AI will not replace us, but people who use AI on a daily basis will replace us.
They'll be
That's my
superpower
approach.
compared to the rest.
Exactly.
And is that, is it sort of like the internet in your opinion, in terms of like something that's going to be everywhere and in everything?
Yes. That's how I think. Exactly.
Awesome. The electricity analogy is fantastic.
And it's not it's Andrew.
I think I've heard that before, but I love it because that makes you think like, oh, this is something that's in big. Everything that's here to stay, and it's going to impact every aspect of our lives and business.
Exactly.
Awesome.
That's how I look at it.
So tell me about how you work with companies.
What I do, I usually go to the corporations and train their staff and try to enable their staff to do these technologies on their own instead of purchasing it. The reason I'm saying that, we all talked about how to create custom GPT and it becomes your agent. We talk about it, but if we don't show it to people how easy it is, it takes about 2 minutes to create that agent, then no one will try. Because not no one, yes, there will be curious people who
dedicated.
Exactly. But the majority will be scared of it, to touch it. So my approach is let me talk about mindset for a little bit. Let me teach you the prompt engineering. I have this framework. I developed also a framework, and my framework is ta-da, how you show up.
Yeah.
And it stands for title. You assign a title,
Mm-hmm.
you assign a role, then you go into, you assign your task, you put all of the context. You just open that dictation, do not type, open that dictation, and just speak about it. Speak your mind. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? What's your goal? Who you are? What's the context? What are you trying to come up with? And then D is defining your constraints. What kind of output are you looking for? Is it a table, a comparison table? Is it code? Is it image? Or is it 2 paragraphs? Or is it a 2-page executive summary? So you put all of your constraints in that D define mode. And then the last one would be ask me any questions, any clarifying questions before you answer my
I love that
question.
Ta-da.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if you don't say that, it'll just give you what it thinks, and then you're like fighting with it.
Assumption kills, right? Like if it will assume all of the things that you did not provide. The other day we were doing this proposal analysis, and just to create a prompt, I have this prompt engineer that they were talking about. I created this prompt engineer, and it's very simple to do in your own terms. You just upload a best practice white paper by Google, by OpenAI, and then put instructions. So I used that prompt engineer, and I said, before you spit out the prompt, just the prompt, we're not at the response level yet. Ask me any questions. It asked me 54 questions that I missed. We took about 45 minutes as a team to answer all of those questions.
But it's much better to
and
get
then
what you
we
want.
took that prompt, which was, I think, like 5 pages long. We took that prompt, we put it in deep research, and deep research created terms and conditions contract for us that is 85 pages long. So the deep research, and deep research is available everywhere, right? ChatGPT has deep research, Gemini has deep research, Claude has deep research. The difference between web search and deep research is that deep research will go and search for 30, 40 minutes, the whole web, read all the articles, sometimes 150 pages of articles, and it will summarize it in a form that you want it to summarize. So if you want to create an AI policy, everyone is talking about create an AI use policy for your company. Just ask the deep research to create an AI use policy for your firm and talk about your firm, where you're located, how big you are, what kind of things you want to mention in that policy, and it'll draft it. At least 85, 90% will be ready. Then your role will be just to go and kind of tweak it.
What great advice. I mean, that's so valuable. But ta-da, I like that because I remember it. Now,
Yeah,
now
ta-da,
I'm
you
gonna-
know.
I'm
If
gonna-
you don't
I'm gonna
remember it, I have my
Aziz, ta-da.
avatar, you know.
Ta-da. Nice. But something you said earlier, and I heard once that a process, and you're an engineer, so you probably heard this. So forgive me for as a
Oh, no worries. I'm
naivete.
not that kind of engineer.
Okay,
You know, I'm
it's
low-level engineer.
Input, process, output.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
So that, if you want the output or the outcome, and you've defined that, and then the input, then it'll process it. How does that relate to what, would you define that?
So you're talking about the prompting, right? Like
Yeah,
the prompt
yeah, yeah.
input, and then the output will be the response.
exactly.
That's kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm just kind of summarizing what you said, but also like if that is that what you said, sort of?
Exactly.
And then speak
Yeah.
to that.
So the garbage in, garbage out kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
if you ask one question, one sentence question,
Mhm.
it doesn't know what you mean. Imagine that you have an assistant and you have this manila folder that has a few papers in it. You just come and drop on their table and leave. What do? You don't. You say,
Of course.
first, you say explanation. I want this to be done. Then you say, I want it to be done in this style. So send me a 2-page report after you, especially in attorney world, when you talk to your paralegals, you give them something, but you want an output. What kind of output am I expecting from you, right? And then, as a good leader, I asked this once in my audience, and I said, what do you say as a leader? And one of them said, do it now. Do it in 5 minutes. and I said,
thanks.
as a leader, you say, do you have any questions?
Of course.
So treat AI as your assistant, not something that will give you an advice, but it will craft something
Mm-hmm.
that you give it. Kind of, it's your assistant. It's not you. It doesn't know what you
even
want.
if you're thinking about it as like a, a strategy partner or a thinking partner, that means a partner. It's a partnership, like it's give and take.
Yeah.
Awesome. So ta-da, I like that. I'll never forget. I'll never forget it. Do you have any advice for the people watching as to how to get started with AI adoption? I assume is like kind of your category or your mission is AI adoption. Is that correct?
Yes.
So with regard to AI adoption, maybe somebody's like, they've dabbled in AI. Some people in the organization are a little scared of it. Like, any advice on how to just move forward and implement and adopt AI?
So I have another analogy that I can share, which is the diet analogy. Everyone is on a diet on a first of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Then they skip that. They go on a Monday of the month. Then they skip that. Then they go first of the year. So 2026, I start January 1st.
Yeah.
But then they miss January 1st because they ate too much,
Mm-hmm.
over the
Mm-hmm.
holiday. And now they're saying, okay, now it's over, right? So don't do that. That's the most important advice I would give.
Okay.
Is that to go back and start now. Because if you don't start and if you don't do it for your personal things, like open Gemini and ask it to create a calendar event. It's so simple. You open your Gemini application in your phone, you press that microphone and say, find me an available spot in my calendar tomorrow and create an event that will have certain things.
I love it. Simple little task.
Simple little tasks.
Yeah.
So that interaction creates the confidence. Because as much as you start, especially talking to it, right?
Yeah.
Put that microphone on and start talking. Put all of your mind, all of your context. As you do that, then you become natural in Tara. Because Tara doesn't have to be long, right? For example, I say, act as a software engineer and give me a dashboard. I want you to create a dashboard. Ask me any questions.
Okay.
It's a very simple prompt, 3 sentences, but it still applies the same framework. So it doesn't have to be a long framework, a long prompt. You just need to apply the same style and you become natural with it. I mean, you just need to start using it.
Well, Aziz, you're a natural teacher. I love all the
thank
metaphors because I remember them. Obviously that's not, but everything else that you said is very memorable with the metaphors and the stories. So you've been great. How do people get in touch with you?
If you search for Flowlist, that's the company. You go to our website. I'm on LinkedIn, Aziz Aghayev with Flowlist. It will be hard to search my name because you will not be able to spell my name, but that's fine.
Aziz with Flowlist.
Flowlist,
and maybe search Tada. I'm sure that'll come up in the LLMs.
That may.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on. This was awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to Legal Pirates. Remember, the old rules aren't coming back. Follow the show and keep charting your own course. We'll see you next time.